The new podcast, In the Shadow of Princeton, starts as the matriarch of a prominent Princeton family is found stabbed to death in her locked basement. Investigators look from a serial attacker to her family to Princeton University students. One hot-blooded investigator sees a conspiracy. Is he way off base, or does privilege let you get away with murder? In the Shadow of Princeton is available wherever you get podcasts, or you can binge it ad-free by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify.
Welcome back, everybody. Today's Monday, October 28th, 2024. It's National First Responders Day. Now, that's been recognized since Congress passed it 5 years ago. But really, our appreciation peaks any day it's you or me on the phone to 911. Today, we have National Democrats mobilizing to try to flip a congressional seat, a historic pipe organ back to doing what pipe organs do, and the winner finally named in a 53-year-old NASCAR race. I'm Mike Morgan, and we're down in Alabama. The campaign for Republican Caroline Dobson in Alabama's Congressional District 2 has tried to paint Democratic opponent Shamari Figures as too much of a Washington insider. Figures, however, isn't trying to hide national connections. Figures comes from a political family and has worked in the Obama and Biden administrations. Now look for Democrats to pour into the state this week as the National Party hopes to flip Alabama 2 for the first time in 14 years. Reports AL.com's John Sharp. Now you have to go back to 2010 when Martha Roby beat Bobby Bright to flip the seat red. A Figures victory would give Alabama 2 Democrats out of its 7 lawmakers in the U.S. House of Representatives. Democratic Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett of Texas was in Montgomery over the weekend for a roundtable at a church and to meet with students at Alabama State. Former U.S. Attorney General Eric Holder will follow that up today by campaigning with Figures in Mobile. Then later in the week, House Minority Leader and New York Congressman Hakeem Jeffries will be on the stump in Montgomery. After 8 months offline, the big pipe organ is back to work at Birmingham's Alabama Theater, reports AL.com's Mary Colurso. The mighty Wurlitzer organ was built in 1927, and that's the year Babe Ruth hit 60 home runs and also the year that the Alabama Theater opened on Christmas Day. People in the theater that day, and many, many others over the nearly 100 years since, have watched the big pipe organ rise up from below the stage to put on a show. Now, along the way, it's picked up the nickname Big Bertha. Actually, much of the instrument stays tucked away into parts of the building, but that console that you see rise up is what's spent the last few months undergoing repairs and maintenance at A.E. Schluter Pipe Organ Company in Lithonia, Georgia. Now, it's the first major work done on this organ since 1998. It made it back to the Alabama in time for this past weekend's screening of the 1925 silent film The Phantom of the Opera. And here's something from last week that I wanted to make sure I mentioned. NASCAR has officially recognized Hueytown's Bobby Allison as the winner of the 1971 Myers Brothers Memorial. Now, whether he finished the race first in front of Richard Petty was never in dispute. But there was an issue because both the Grand American and Grand National Series ran at the same time together on the track. That's an occasional practice at the time. And Allison happened to be driving his Grand American car. But he beat everybody in the race. And when he won the race, he wasn't credited with a win in Grand National. That was NASCAR's top series at the time. NASCAR has rectified the statistic 53 years later, which was last Wednesday. And it's actually a bigger deal than it sounds. Allison had been tied with Darrell Waltrip for 4th place in career wins. So now he sits alone in 4th place. So now the top 5 in all-time wins are Petty with an uncatchable 200, David Pearson with 105, Jeff Gordon with 93, Allison with 85, and Waltrip with 84. Sorry, DW. Hey, thanks everybody for listening to us. We're going to be back here tomorrow. Until then, y'all come on by and see us anytime you want to. We're on the World Wide Web at al.com.